All right. So everybody leveled up. Are you guys ready to play Dungeons and Dragons?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So last time we played, we settled whether or not Buster was going to burn Ira's body with an initiative roll. Buster was sort of manhandled out of doing it. Eventually calmed down with a cuddle soak in the river with Chris. Um, you guys continued your journey for the next day or so and arrived at the ruins of the Well of Dragons. It was a dragon graveyard, a place where the bones of dragons littered this. A well is the best way to describe it. It was a huge valley, like divot, and carved out of the earth. And it was, the comparison we made was like it was similar to a elephant graveyard, but full of dragon bones, where they had just come to lay and die. You rested there for an evening. Well, you found a pair of Bedine, a pair of people native to the Anarok Desert that you were traveling through. And then after scavenging around the place and finding hordes of leftover magic items and lots of dead bodies, you rested there for the evening, had some very strange dreams, some of them nightmares, some of them pleasant. What else? Weird dreams. Oh, the people that you rescued from the Well of Dragons admitted to being dragon cultists. They have some, they're members of some weird cult that worships dragons. At some point, the Well of Dragons had a guardian that was a shadow dragon that went insane at some point, killed a bunch of people, or pretty much everyone at the Well of Dragons, wiped the cult out. These two were out scouting when it happened, returned, found everyone dead, thought about ambushing you, but you guys have taken them into your service as guides through the desert. You began your travels through the desert, heading up to Lundeth, where you discovered that everyone there had been killed. This place was also in ruins. You know, this is generally the direction the Shadow Dragon was traveling in. And based on the destruction, sort of thought that that may have been what caused it. Due to the rotting, necrotic state of the bodies, they didn't look like the desert had done the decomposition on them. And clutched in one of them's hands was a lamp, very Aladdin, a little oil lamp that it's brass and has the big sweeping sort of teapot look to it. Chris, frustrated as you guys were sort of examining things and talking, walked up, picked up the lamp. All of the dead bodies in the city stood up, started rushing at you. Layla channeled divinity and killed a bunch of things. Buster almost died. Again, there was lots of murder and death. And then you eventually fled from the city with this. You know it is a magical lamp, but you do not know what it does.
That's
Because
right.
nobody has the identify spell. So you guys know that it's magical, but do not know how to operate it. Maybe the Merid is inside. And have since fled the city, the ruins of the city of Lundeth. And we're going to continue on your journey north. And I think that's where we left off, was you guys coming out of the city, magic lantern in tow, trying to figure out what to do next.
I'm just going to ignore it.
Who's gonna rub the lamp?
Oh, weren't we gonna ask the rock
Oh,
about the lamp?
You guys do
Buster.
still have the Stone of Galore, so you could cast legend lore on it.
all right. I will do so.
Okay. So Buster pulls the as you guys are walking or traveling, I assume. I don't know if you guys need to rest after that fight. If you want to set camp.
Camp would be good.
Okay.
I'll put down a tree to hang out under.
Cool. So Kelric plants the staff into the sand, and then out of the base of it, crawling giant vine-like roots bury themselves into the sand. The staff itself begins to swell and spiral and grow branches and leaves as a massive tree blooms in the middle of the desert. casting shade. Your two scout friends, Rahid, and I forget the woman's name.
I don't think we ever found out her name.
We did. What?
Abala. Rahid
Oh.
and Abala. This is why I take notes. Rahid and Abala are, every time Kelric does this, they look a little nervous and freaked out because he does it fairly frequently. So the Abala comes up to you, Kelric, and sort of like mumbles under her breath, and then steels herself and says to you, you know, that will probably attract attention. Perhaps in the future in our travels, as we go deeper, we should be quieter.
I mean, the zombies attacked us. Wait, is she talking?
She's talking to Kelric, the person with the magic stick that becomes a tree. I don't know, Kelric might be gone. Buster, you pull out the stone of galore, the sort of long almond-shaped stone, and whisper into it to describe the lamp to it. Let me get a name. Okay.
Uh,
I mean, you
I
do
think we
back at your.
might.
You guys have a lot of money, but it's mostly in a bank in Waterdeep and invested in your
I still
business.
have 206 platinum. Is that what
Wait,
that is?
you would have to find a place to purchase the herbs, oils, and incense, which
Oh,
Layla does not have.
Oh,
damn it.
oh well.
No, you haven't found spell. Maybe in the next town you go to, you can look for that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay.
So Buster speaks to the rock, and Dwayne Johnson echoes in your head. No, that
Dun.
low, burbling, ancient, sort of strange and wet-sounding voice echoes around inside your skull, Buster. And it describes the lamp to you in different terminology than you would expect. It doesn't describe like the magical effects. It tells you that this is the prison of Gozo the Light. And that there is a creature trapped inside. That the lantern hundreds of years ago was built to entrap a genie. And that the genie was tricked basically into the lamp. The genie's name is Gozo the Light, and he was tricked into this lamp, and that it now contains him, and that there is a word you speak in an ancient tongue, which the Stone of Galore can tell you, that activates it. Probably, what's a good famous D&D wizard? Probably somebody like Elminster, like fooled a genie into the lamp, and then lost interest in playing with it at some point, and it got lost somewhere in the sands of time, and since then has bounced around the world, and has a lot of sort of stories and legends attached to it. And he would tell you all of the stories, but they're all very, like, think Middle Eastern jinn, so very. It'll grant wishes, but they never turn out the way you expect. Things like that.
No, monkey's paw sort of thing.
Yes, exactly. It's a monkey. Typically, those are the legends attached to it. Occasionally, if Gozo really likes you, Ira has been dead for 13 days. Yes.
Oh, good loophole.
That's why Layla keeps recasting that spell on her. That's why she takes the body out of the bag every 10 days.
Oh no.
So
More often than that.
Guilt.
the realization. So that's what the Stone of Galore can tell you about it, Buster. Though occasionally though you will hear stories about Gozo the Light doing like honorable things and good deeds and helping some poor pauper become a prince or something. So but mostly he's sort of a trickster. But every once in a while, if he's in a good mood.
So, the rock sun tells me that we've got a genie in this lab. It grants wishes, but they don't turn out the way you'd think they would. He's kind of a trickster. Oh, well, I mean, I guess she would come back, but she'd come back looking terrible or something.
No, you can always try.
What if
Think-
she came back as
I
like
mean,
a
you-
dog or something?
She comes back as Asmodeus.
Oh,
Resurrection magic, Kelric, works very similar to actual reincarnation, where the soul is put into a new vessel. You're just putting the same soul back in the same vessel with most resurrection magic. The problem is if the soul is trapped or not free or willing to return to its body, it can't return.
oh. So,
Which is
yeah.
something Layla knows. I will explain that for the player's benefit then. Something your characters may not know, but
So maybe we could wish that Ira was free. And that Asmodeus would explode. Maybe we could do that. I don't know how it'll work out. I mean, that's pretty literal. I don't know how he could fuck that one up.
So, but if Asmodeus explodes, maybe the trickster would put him here in front of us. Explodes in front of us.
Oh. That would be messy.
Seeing as the zombies exploding just a moment ago, I want to see kind of explosion the devil.
Well, we could try this genie in a bottle thing, or whatever. I guess he puts it under his hat.
Yeah, I think we could. I mean, if we are going to try to push Ira back, I think that we should make it a very detailed paragraph on how to do that instead of want Ira back.
Curtis, can you make an Arcana check for me?
Sure. Without advantage or with advantage?
Just a straight Arcana check. 21.
Ooh.
If the creature inside this lamp can genuinely grant wishes, like if that's a thing it's capable of, it is certainly within the bounds of that ability to bring Ira back from hell. It may actually be the only way outside of Asmodeus releasing her.
So would I know this explicitly?
Yes. So if resurrection magic does not work, wish, like, you have a concept of creatures or beings or perhaps even wizards that have the capability of doing things that are outside of the bounds of normal capability. And generally, all of that, people call it a wish. It's sort of like an arcane tradition that, like, if you can do this insane thing, that's like granting a wish. It's a very high level of magic. If regular resurrection magic just didn't work, the ability to grant a wish or basically cast the wish spell may be the only way to do it.
So I'll relay that info. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take this gamble,
Yes, it might work better than resurrection spells.
if Ira means that much to you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, we've only been toting her body around in the desert for.
I mean, I'm not gonna
long.
wish for anything. I can't think of anything. It's not now.
I mean,
Sure. Well, Buster has it right now.
Yeah, of course. Here we go.
Nope. Do it. Go for it. Do it.
well,
Do it. Do it.
before
Do
Yeah,
it.
before you
Don't
put
worry about it.
They can
before you
smell
put-
fear.
It's the worst that could happen. Would I know about the monkey's paw angle or not?
I think Buster fairly well explained that. Yeah. So the worst
Yeah.
that could happen is probably limited by the intelligence of the creature trapped inside this lamp.
So
Which means, how devious do you think your dungeon master is?
extremely. Is that a rhetorical question?
wait, does anybody have like? Wait, Chris, you're a fighter. Can you tell if people are smart or not?
If I can spend 1 minute observing them.
You could
then
tell.
yes.
You could tell if they're smarter or dumber than you.
Yeah, Chris is not very smart.
Shit.
But you
Would
could also
Zone of
find out,
Truth
like,
work on
how
a
many
genie?
hit points they have.
Yeah, I can basically measure them up against myself. Do I think I can punch this genie into submission?
Yeah.
Just give it a noogie until it agrees.
If I give him a light stabbing, will
Yeah,
he listen?
Chris
to me?
hasn't used that ability much, but I gotta tell you, the fighter that I play uses it fucking constantly. I'm always
Well-
like, how many hit points does that guy have? What about that guy? What about this motherfucker?
I feel like a lot of the time that doesn't. I'm not super concerned about like HP, and then like the other times when I am, we haven't spent enough time with whatever
Gotcha.
monster. So.
I will try to give you that opportunity in the future to make use of that ability because it's very cool.
Layla's gonna hand the thing back over to someone that will take it. What about you, Jordan? What do you know? What do you know about genies here? You look like you could. She puts it in your lap. She's like, yep. It's great.
I mean, the power for the genie to do whatever we want, or like grant wishes. It's not something I've handled before. You know, I never had that kind of thought. And Jordan kind of like eyes glaze over and just kind of thinks, just like, oh, I've always wanted to have a family. But then
Oh.
just like the genie can't give me this, and I hand it back to Buster.
What has Jordan always wanted?
A family, you know,
Oh.
like father,
Jordan.
mother that loved them and everything.
Oh,
Well.
Jordan, I love you.
That's not a voice.
You have
That's not
a
something that Jordan
child.
voiced out loud. So
We have a
Aw.
child back at our house.
We've got a couple
Yeah.
kids.
We have.
You have us. Your found family. Buster is like everyone's father.
Oh,
And
It's all I
Curtis
ever
is
wanted.
like the enigmatic, disapproving mother.
Yeah.
That's true. See, I don't have anything to wish for.
Aw. Okay. So I got the plan right.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis, we're
Yeah.
gonna try to see if they're smart, and then if they're smart, you think they could do it?
Well, I think
Hmm.
whether they're smart or not is not the problem. It's more of whether they're willing to help us. I
Well, what
think.
does the genie want?
Go to hell and back.
I don't know.
Also,
Sandwich.
will the genie still remain in the lamp if we summon him out, or if is this a one-time thing?
Oh, what is this, Curtis?
I don't know. I mean, it's one wish, right?
Probably.
Gotta make it count then. And if a wish is the only way we can do this,
I mean, Curtis knows a good bit about strange extraplanar beings. So yeah, they're as varied as any other like race of people. They do tend to be very arrogant and think of themselves very highly, sort of like they don't quite understand gods because to them gods are things that people just worship. So they have people that worship them, so that makes them basically gods. Like they kind of have that point of view on the world. Yeah, the Merid was a genie of a kind. Yeah.
well, then if we understand. Buster is like, hey, well, I like Marin. Maybe I'll like this guy too.
Something tells me that if you wanted a genuine wish, you'd have to gain its fervor.
Well, thinking about it, like, Merid just wanted us to bring him snacks, I think. So maybe if we come with an offering.
Ooh, I can offer him an egg.
Yeah.
Snacks.
I guess we won't know unless we ask him.
I suppose that's true. Well, it's as good as anything that I've got. Other than that, sell my soul. That's a whole thing. But
Yeah, but before we go to
Asmodeus
selling soul,
never asked you for your soul.
yeah. You just wanted me to
Preach for him.
be
I
his.
wanted you to for him.
I don't trust it.
He wanted you to be his envoy.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, he didn't tell me I couldn't kill his cultists, so I could still kill
No,
his
He
cultists.
I think
kind
you
of did
explicitly
explicitly say
asked
he
that.
wanted you to kill them.
No,
I
I think
did.
Layla explicitly asked, "Can I still kill your cultists?" And he was like, "I don't give a fuck. Maybe you'll straighten them out." He was like, "Maybe
Yeah.
they'll stop sacrificing people that don't go to hell when they die. That's not useful to me."
So I mean, there's that. Maybe he's not so bad.
This wish. I don't know why you're so resistant to this genie thing.
All right, fine.
I
I'll
know,
rub the
what the
damn lamp.
fuck?
Give me the lamp.
You already have the lamp. It's been in your bosom this whole time.
Oh,
Just rub it.
let me just rub it on my tatas.
Like when you rub your phone screen on your
Yeah.
room.
Just rub this lamp.
Buster, after a couple seconds of her rubbing the lamp on her breasts, you remember that there's a magic word you have to say.
Oh, you have to say a magic word. I'm sorry.
I was wondering why this wasn't working. What's the word?
So you say the
Because it's
magical
not shiny
word.
enough.
A swirl of smoke begins to come out of the pipette, like the end of the lamp where fire would normally come out, and then a actual flame, a fluff of fire, probably 3-4 feet tall, and then sort of forming out of the smoke and fire of the lamp is a creature. Bulky, like big arms, almost no neck as the traps come up almost to the corner or the sides of its jaw. Square, hard jawline, red skin, 4 curled, strange horns on top of its head. It has gold bracers on each arm, dozens of earrings in each ear, all gold, a piercing in its lip and nose. It has an armlet up on its upper, like just above its bicep, just glittering with gold. this thing with hateful yellow eyes and pointed ears, almost like a devil, uh, forms floating there. From the waist down, it is just smoke and fire, but from the waist up, it is this bulky, shirtless form. And it sort of surveys the rest of like the group of you and says,
Hi, I'm Layla. You wished for me?
it blinks and then squints its yellow eyes at you and says, I am Gozo the Light.
Hot.
It sort of looks around a little confused. I am a creature of fire, and that is often hot,
Mm-hmm.
I suppose.
That's pretty cool.
What do you want in life?
No, that's not
Nope.
cool, Buster. It's hot.
Oh,
It takes a deep breath. I would like to get out of the prison of this lamp.
Alright, you got it, but you gotta do something for me.
This is a fair deal.
Awesome.
What is it you wish I do for you, then?
See, that's the key.
Wait,
Wish.
Layla, can we make a sidebar
Nods.
real quick?
Hold just 1 second.
You put the lamp down and walk a few feet away.
Yes.
He sort of crosses his arms and looks at you begrudgingly, and then there's like shrugs.
Just a second.
This always happens.
Yeah. What do you want, Jordan?
Just, like, I don't know if you set the right words in motion for the impending wish. I just want to make sure that I just want to know what you're going to be wishing for before you set the genie free.
Let's get Ira free? Free her soul? You want that? Should I just ask for her back? Don't know.
I think you should try to make it more specific because
Free her soul from the clutches of devils. Mainly that one.
yeah,
Like that?
that sounds better. Yeah, like instead of
Okay.
free her soul, free her from the devil.
And all weird contract bindings that she may have made.
Mm,
Too much? Not enough?
mm, sure. Jordan nods his head, then walks away.
Alright. Yeah, we do need a book on how to negotiate with genies. Genie negotiation. Okay, I walk back over. Alright.
He looks down at you because even like it's almost like his misty smoke form is the height that he would be if he were standing. So he's like almost 7 feet tall.
ooh,
Cool. Alright,
Big boy.
so thanks, Skelrick. I could use some guidance. Okay. I have a friend
He nods.
who has sacrificed themselves /
You
made
get,
a
you
deal
get
with
the
the
sense
devil.
that like if he had feet, he'd be tapping his foot.
Yeah.
I was
Anyway.
just tapping his tail.
Anyway, she made like this deal with the devil, and now the devil wants me to worship him, but I don't want to do that. So instead, and he also is,
He nods.
she's gonna be tortured if I don't do this, but I don't want to do that. So anyway, can you free Iris' soul from Asmodeus?
He nods. Yes,
And
this can be done. Though I would caution, based on experience with that fellow, if I were to free a soul that he considers interesting or precious, that he has
quite
a hold
valuable.
on, he nods. He's going to be upset with you.
When is he not?
He looks at you and shrugs, like he has no context. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
So I retrieve the soul of this Ira, and in return, you destroy the lamp.
Smoke this
does
thing.
that I look at the friends that seem agreeable? Anybody got any better ideas?
Yeah,
Anything?
cool. I don't know. Whatever. We might be making a terrible mistake releasing this genie into the world, but whatever. It's fine. I'll just say.
Do you say that out loud, Chris?
Not in front of him.
Oh, okay.
You like whispered into your armpit.
Yeah.
So you could, Chris mumbles to
Probably
herself,
not.
but you can see her like she's begrudging, like she seems like
Yeah.
potentially upset about it.
I have a
Whatever. I'm
question.
not upset. I'm just like,
He looks to Curtis.
we do a lot of questionable things sometimes.
Curtis
Oh,
is
you
showing
do.
has a question, so the strange beady yellow eyes affix on you, Curtis.
Mr. Gozo, if I could ask, why exactly are you trapped in that little lamp?
You see, some hundreds of years ago, someone I thought was a friend of mine was, well, we made a deal, and I was to perform a service for him, and he was to perform a service for me, and instead he entrapped me in a circle and put me in a lamp.
Sex.
It doesn't sound very nice of him.
Elminster is something of a dick. I
What
believe that's
was
the common phrasing.
Yes. Yeah, we understand those. That turn of phrase.
He nods. I don't get out of the lamp much.
what was
Homebody.
the favor?
He like squints and he goes, there is something about him needing the fires of the primordial plains, and well, I just wanted more servants.
Oh,
Servants.
oh.
He nods and he says,
Like a big time dude, right? He looks
Yes.
pretty big time.
he doesn't seem
I'm
to be
just-
lying, Jordan. I don't
Oh.
know. Maybe a little like a little twerk, like a little off in the head, but he doesn't seem to be lying. He nods and he says, "Ah, yes. You see, the more servants you have, the wealthier you are. This is common here as well, I believe. Wealth begets servants. Servants beget wealth."
It's been a few hundred years, buddy. Times have changed.
He shrugs. Well, I think they were probably the same on the plane of fire.
I mean, Buster, technically
And I
we have
many
servants too.
there. Many servants. I have so many
Employees.
servants. I forget their names.
Oh,
But they're
brother.
all fantastic people, and I hope they're all still alive, or perhaps they have children and grandchildren at this point. It would be nice to meet their grandchildren.
They're paid, right?
He shrugs. They live quite well.
Well,
I don't
What
I
it?
don't know.
treat them poorly, if that's what you're asking. I don't beat them and burn them and eat them, and they're unpleasant things.
Do they get minimum wage?
He squints at you and like shrugs. I
I don't think there is a minimum wage in this world, is there?
There probably
There
is.
should be.
In Waterdeep, there definitely is. And it's fairly high. In Baldur's Gate, probably not. He
No,
shrugs.
everything
I assume by the terminology that a minimum wage is the least amount you're allowed to pay someone, but I don't really pay them. But they eat well, and they live in fine quarters, and have great clothing, and get the pleasure of being in servants to the Gozo of Light.
Okay, definitely gonna insight check that.
Sure.
Can
Same
my-
thing. It's like I mean, the way he talks is really fucking weird, and like his face is hard to read because it's like made out of solidified lava or something. Like he's a weird creature, and he doesn't seem to be like, maybe it's because he's from another plane of existence, or maybe it's because he's been trapped in a lamp for a couple hundred years. He just seems a little strange and odd, but he doesn't seem like malicious.
Alright, so I guess if nobody else freaks
Do it,
out.
do it, do it, do
Yeah,
it, do it.
you wanna we'll
Do
as
it.
how do we just destroy your
Do it.
lamp? Is that how we do it?
He shrugs. It's
I mean, shouldn't we
magical.
have him do the
So
thing for us
Dispel
first
magic or
before we?
something?
he nods. I suppose you would have to remove the magic from it first, yes, and then you would be able to destroy it as any other lamp, and that would free me.
Okay.
And if you promise to do that within, and he sort of looks over the group of you, 10 days, then I will retrieve your friend.
Cool. That sounds excellent.
He nods. Do you want me to just release her soul, or would you like me to put it back in its... Well, you don't seem to be carrying the body.
Body!
Oh,
Get the
got
body,
it.
Chris! Get the body! Get the body!
I just slide it out of the bag.
Yeah, so Chris reaches in the bag and out flops Ira's corpse, and he nods. I will put it back in the body then.
Well, that would be very helpful.
It's gotta be a better way to say that.
He closes his eyes for a second, and then, strangely, Ira takes a breath, and then he opens his eyes and goes, "It is done."
What?
Oh shit, that was quick.
Very
Ira!
snappy service.
She doesn't wake up. She's like passed out.
Oh.
Oh, she can't say anything. Ugh.
She doesn't like snap awake. But you look down at her, you can see her chest rising and falling.
Alright, so we can release you as soon as we realize that she is intact and not like someone else. If that's fine.
Kids aren't damaged.
He says, "A
But-
10-day.
Yeah, we can do it less than that.
That is the deal." And then the smoke and fire suck back into the lamp, and he's gone.
Cool.
Well, now that she's breathing, I don't know if we can stick her in the bag of holding anymore.
Yeah, probably not.
Someone's gonna have to carry her around.
It's like she's sleeping. She's just laying on the ground. Like her body has been preserved by Layla. There seems to be nothing wrong with it.
Okay. I mean, like, should we try to wake her up, or should we just
Can I-
let her
Can I try to like a medicine check?
Sure.
I
I'm
assume
not
it's like
good
a
at
mattress
guidance.
sleep.
Do you touch her to like while she's down there?
Yeah.
Like check her pulse. So when you
Like her
lean down to like
pulse.
check her pulse or to check to see if she's breathing, like when you touch her, she snaps awake, grabs Joyden's like jerkin, like the front of her clothing, snatches Joyden down and next to her face, and whispers something in your ear.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna send it to you in a private message on Roll20.
Okay.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Only
Whatever.
good things can happen, right?
And then she
Yep.
passes out again.
Oh god.
And she says this to you like emphatically, Joyden, like it has meaning or purpose, and then flah, passes out. But with a quick check on her, she's fine.
What was that
She's just
about?
she seems like weak, like maybe frail or dehydrated or beat, like like you would, like she just needs sleep. But like physically, there's like you can't find anything wrong with her.
What'd she say, Jordan?
Do you remember the mirror that we thought came from the Castellanders because it didn't have any just return address?
Yeah.
Well, Ira said that it came from Asmodeus.
I mean, that's not surprising.
Right. But I don't know why she would say that. Like, why does it matter who sent the mirror?
She seemed to think it was really important.
Okay.
That was the only thing she said to me. And so I think Asmodeus has something out for you, Layla. And the fact that, we basically got something over on him. He's still going to chase after you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he's probably very angry about.
And you look over, somebody glances over, and the two scouts that you guys have with you, Rahib and Abala are just like, there's a kitty in the background of Curtis's camera. No, sorry. they're just like wide-eyed and freaked the fuck out.
Oh, meet our friend.
Joy.
You don't see Genie so
Like
often?
they nod.
Joy. Do we still have the mirror? We don't have the glass.
You broke it.
Yeah, the glass was broken.
You shattered
Yeah.
it and had it discarded.
Okay, good. I think.
I don't think the mirror itself is important, but it's with Asmodeus. I think he's up to something, and he won't stop till he gets it. Seeing as we didn't deliver ourselves to hell itself for Ira, I think we're in the clear for now. But we should. I don't know. This is
Why?
strange to me.
Why does he want me?
You're super cool, Layla.
Oh, thanks. But like, I mean, there's
You're
plenty
very
of,
important to our party.
you know, the high priestess Sassoon, like, you know, higher rank. They got more go juice. Like, why wouldn't he want one of them? Or, you know,
Like,
They're probably not as easy to turn to the dark side.
I think he's just trying to build an army, and you are going to be his general. Is his mindset?
I don't want to be anyone's general. I just want to. I don't know. I don't even know what I want. People to be alive, me to have a wedding, and live happily ever after. And I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. Especially now.
Well, we
Line
don't
of
want.
thinking, Layla, that makes him want to come after you because he knows your weak spot. He knows what you want, Layla. You just gotta be like me and never think about
And
the
never love?
consequences of your actions. Oh,
That's against the teachings of Soon to not love.
I didn't say that.
Oh. Well, it seems like everything I love keeps getting taken from me.
Wait, when did Peleus get a genie?
In the Tomb of
What?
Annihilation,
Oh,
Oh
what?
yeah.
he had a genie, and it was like, I think in a lantern or something. I
shit.
forget what it was in. But
Oh,
you
I
talk-
thought that was a
Ghost.
ghost.
no, there was a ghost. There was a ghost lantern, but you guys also found a genie that was like trapped in an orb. I forget what it was in. But it was like, hey, if you let me go, I'll grant you a wish. And Peleus just put it in their bag and was like, we're never talking to this person again.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember that.
Wait, something I would do.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just, it was interesting to me because it's like this character, Sydney, you were like, fucking make a wish, woo! But Peleus was like, I'm putting this in a bag and we're gonna pretend like it doesn't exist.
Well, so Chris doesn't understand magic that well, and like the goings on in the world, I think, don't concern her so much. If we
So-
accidentally destroy the world, like it was bound to happen anyways. It's fine.
So, yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt the conversation though. Please. We were trying to figure out why Asmodeus is interested in Layla.
Yeah, that's
And then Layla was like,
Why
everything I love dies.
Well,
another
Asmodeus, he's like into corrupting things and stuff, right? Well, you were like incorruptible, so
almost
yeah.
incorruptible. It's real close
Hmm.
to getting
Must have been.
corrupted.
You've
I know.
been looking at her wings lately?
Yeah, you see this shit? Just pops out her wings and they're just like sad.
Oh.
It's like little shadows just black melting into the ground. Not ideal. Not
Well,
ideal.
So you dyed your wings, right? That's how you got that
Do
color?
you think that I can dye light wings into nether wings?
They're not physical anymore. They're not big white wings with feathers. They're like reaching, clawed, shat like mist. That it's like somebody turned on a fog machine on Layla's back, but it's black and horrific.
And I can't seem to like wear enough perfume or do my makeup well enough to make it go away. It's really starting to eat on my everything. I don't even know.
He's just trying to take away everything that you loved about yourself and your spirituality so that you'll have no other choice.
Well, hopefully now he's got nothing over me, right?
Yeah,
They
which is why
always
he's
do.
pissed.
They always do.
No. You've got Ira back, though, and he's gonna be mad. It's good that he's mad. If he was happy, it would be bad.
Oh boy. This is true.
Yeah, so fuck him.
Well, if Asmodeus sent the mirror, that means he sent Ira, which means he was trying to corrupt me with Ira?
But that didn't happen.
Well, that hurts my brain.
Either corrupt you with Ira or get you killed with Ira. But if he gets you killed, which apparently that's not what he wants you to do, then he'd lose a general, a potential strong general of soon that converted to whatever Asmodeus is.
Well, in the interest of messing up all of his plans, I got an idea, guys.
Based on previous roles, I would say Curtis would know all of Asmodeus's generals are like insanely powerful. Like the one that guards Avernus, which is the top level of hell, I don't want to say easiest. We'll call it the nicest level of hell. The one that's easiest on the occupants, at least. Which is still not a good place. Is at Azariel, and she is like literally a fallen angel. That was like corrupted by Asmodeus and tricked into taking. So like they're not like some adventurer in the middle of a desert with a bunch of friends trying to stop. Like they are extremely powerful, bizarre creatures.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know.
It's up to Curtis whether or not they relate that information.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to know what we're up against.
Well, sorry to say, guys, but I'm not powerful.
If you want to go.
Okay, so maybe not your general, but maybe a foot soldier. No, never mind. I don't have any evidence to back that up.
I think his biggest thing is that he wanted me to do exactly what I would be doing anyway, which would be killing cultists, but instead, I got this great plan. How about we throw a wrench in that and we convert his cultists?
Ooh.
Then he doesn't have all of those souls lining his pockets, buying his beers.
We're gonna convert them out of spite.
So, how about that?
Two hilarious things just happened for me. One, Layla's plan. Let's annoy the devil. Two, Curtis's response. Yeah, out of spite. we're gonna turn people to the light side, but just like out of spite.
Doing good deeds out of spite.
That's right. Instead of killing his cultists, which would be obviously the funner way. Fine, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna.
I assume if we take enough of his followers or would-be souls from hell, he gradually loses power.
We just starve him, really. I mean, he would be like so far in debt as far as like his beer tab.
His soul tab.
Yeah. I mean, you know, what is Ira's soul worth? I don't know. Gold? Is that what it is? I don't even know what the going rate is for a soul. But if he doesn't have them, you can't use them.
Sounds amazing.
What you don't have.
I'm 1,100% behind this idea.
Also, we're probably gonna die if we do this. You need to realize, right?
It'll be for a good cause.
You've already made the wish, So there's no going back from that. We probably already made him angry. So
Probably already gonna
And I
die.
mean, how could it get any worse if we're already making him angry to begin with?
I mean, how angry could he be? It's one soul.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
Well, Chris is gonna go talk to our guide and just be like, "So you ever seen a genie?"
They both shake their heads,
Yeah, I know, it's pretty wild, huh?
and Avala is like, "No, there are legends of such creatures in the wastes in the desert, but we have never seen that. But," and she looks at the tree. "I have also never seen someone make a tree."
Yeah, we a lot of weird stuff happens when you hang out with us. You probably
The
have some
ominous
weird
dice rolling
stories.
behind the screen still happens. You just can't see it.
It's not fair.
But hey, October's coming.
It is coming.
I
Oh,
just miss hearing that ominous rolling that we couldn't see.
Clack.
Sometimes, you know what's funny is about 90% of the time I'm doing that to make some kind of decision or rolling on a chart or trying to figure something out. But about 10% of the time I just do it to fuck with you.
Keep us on our toes.
Because if there's ever a lull in the conversation, I'll just roll some dice and then look at them and like act like, yeah, and then I just watch you guys go like, oh shit, what did he just roll?
Your power's too great.
It's fun being the DM.
Well, you need to get like an ASMR mic so we can hear the clacks.
I do it on roll 20 though. I just roll to myself. So the I mean I have actual dice. I got a whole bag of them right here. Just be like,
Yeah, I miss that sound.
Good shit.
so the question becomes, it feels like, you know, the conversation's sort of wrapping down. It's getting dark outside. So do you guys want to rest for the evening and then move forward, or what's the plan from here?
I think a rest would be something we all need. And I stare at Ira. Also, we should probably watch over Ira to make sure that she doesn't move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that is notable about Ira is, like, one, when she died, typically when a demon dies on the material plane, they, like, based on experience with you guys, they turn into like a black goo. They melt. She did not melt. Second thing that's a little strange to those of you that are proficient in religion, when she was resurrected, she didn't come back any different. Like, her wings, there's no wings, no claws, no fangs, no horns. She looks, for all intents and purposes, human.
Hmm.
Whoa. That's weird. Do you think I can make like a religion roll to see why that happened?
Sure.
Alright. Cause that's
Is she still got like a big hole in her chest?
No.
Oh, that's good. Oh shit, nat 20.
In her clothes, yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
Buster, I mean, creatures can change shape. They can change form. Ira did it fairly consistently, and though she never did it in front of you, she told you guys more than once she could be a dude or a chick. She could like look like however she wanted. So like her form was mutable. It was changeable. But the idea that she has changed from one creature to the other, maybe it was like her self-sacrifice. Like maybe she's not a demon anymore.
Boo. It's like the Little Mermaid.
She's a squishy human now.
Do you let us know?
Oh, of course. Guys, so you know how demons can change forms like it's nothing, right? Well, maybe she's just not
seems to be-
demon.
Yeah, she seems to be like stuck in this shape.
So maybe she's human now? Has
Yeah.
control over herself?
I mean, this is the best way for her to get away from Asmodeus if she's no longer a demon.
It's true. As long as she doesn't decide to pray to him again, I guess.
Hmm.
Well, she had tried praying to Soon, right? So maybe if you can like get that, keep that up, like
Maybe soon can have a new ally.
yeah.
Oh, Asmodeus would hate that.
I imagine he would. Um. Yeah. Huh. Oh God. That means she needs to eat food. What are we
Ugh.
doing?
We need to heal her.
She hasn't eaten in 13 days.
She's
She's
probably
fine though,
dehydrated.
right?
Does she look like she's not skin and bones like normal?
Her body was perfectly preserved, so she looks exactly like she did when she died.
Nice giant hole in her chest.
And the horns and the claws and the cloven hooves and the wings and overall demonic appearance. She looks
Well,
like Ira, like how you guys are most familiar with her.
can I like try to have her chug a healing potion?
You can, yeah. If you want to try to pour a healing potion down her throat.
Yeah.
Okay. So mark a healing potion off. You shove it in her mouth. Most of it dribbles down the sides of her face, but she does swallow parts of it. She coughs and like her eyes blink, and she sort of like her eyes like swirl in the sockets, like she's having a hard time focusing. And then she blinks and looks around and like sees the desert, and then looks at the rest of you and goes, "Oh no, the rest of you are dead. We're all in hell."
Well, we're not in hell.
Welcome
We're not in
back.
hell. You're
Welcome
not in
to
hell.
hell.
I don't think you're in hell. No, you're here. We're not in
Hell
hell.
You're back.
party.
You're back. Just like I told you.
It's not a
you should
trick.
And yeah, she just looks confused for a minute.
be. I told
We
you.
broke the rules.
And then she shakes her head and she starts like trying to roll around and get to her feet, but she seems too weak to stand up and then gives up. But man,
I give her a big hug with healing hands.
okay. A bit more healing, and you sort of pick her up as you're doing this, so she manages to sit up with your help, and the healing pours into her, and she blinks, and the fog clears a bit more, and then she like grabs Layla's armor and pulls you away from her so she can look at you, and she goes, "When Asmodeus had me, he was bragging. He sent the mirror."
Hmm.
It's like when you guys don't respond, she shakes her head. She's like, "No, you don't understand. He never does anything. There's no step 1. It's step 30. Like he didn't send it for no reason. He had a plan. There's something he wants. There's something that you have that somebody here has that he wants or needs."
Well, he wanted me to worship him to get you back.
She shrugs.
Does that
That's
seem
so
low?
it's so small. Everything he does is there's some end plan, some goal, Layla. Layla, the rest of you, Chris, you have to understand that if he sent me, he would have known. He knows. He would have known that you would have gotten attached. He would have known that he could use me. He had a plan. There's something there.
Oh, his plans changed.
She nods and looks down. If I'm here and this isn't a trick and we're not in, you sure this isn't a Vertus? As she looks around at like the flat sand fucking everywhere.
No, we're in the middle of
Yeah,
desert
it's
still.
the desert.
She
What's a
she
Vertus?
nods. If it's important that you understand, he won't stop. If there's something that somebody here has that he wants or needs, he's gonna keep trying to get it.
Well,
Not my armpit baby, is it?
She shrugs. It may not even be something you have, Layla. It may be something Buster has, or Joyden,
well,
Hmm.
or
I
Kelric.
I couldn't just let you get tortured in hell, okay?
She nods. No, I understand. I understand, but I need you to understand.
Yeah, he's a big bad evil guy. He wants a thing. We have something he wants. Don't know
He's
what
not
it is.
a big bad evil guy, Layla. He is the evil, the concept, the idea, the origin, the first. And if he's after something, if he sent the mirror to you to get to you, he's using you to get to something else. There's 6 steps we haven't thought of.
Okay, Ira. We'll we'll take a break tonight and we'll think about it. See what he could possibly want, and maybe we'll figure it out before it's too late.
She like sways sitting down, and she's like, I can't think.
Are you hungry?
She nods. Mostly I want water.
I can do that.
And then she goes, wait. I want water.
Yes, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Layla's like, I know.
But Layla, I don't get thirsty
I
or tired or hungry.
know. I know.
And then she like looks at her hands and like thinks for a moment, and she goes, I can't change.
I believe through some miracle you have become
And then
human.
she waves her hands. It doesn't matter. We have to figure out what Asmodeus is after, and we have to get rid of it.
Curtis.
Hmm?
Psst. Curtis.
Hmm?
You still have Bone Sun, right?
You have it.
I do not. You've got it.
I don't. You have it.
You have it.
I don't have it.
Oh, stop lying to me. I gave it to you.
Do I
You
need to
wanted
zone a
bone
truth?
son, so you got it.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Curtis gave it back to you.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. It's in my pocket. Just like pushing each other back and forth, and then he's like, "Oh,
You pull out the strained spar of bone, and it starts to grow slightly over your hand.
do you think he might want that?"
I don't know. Ira, does that look like a bone son? Does he want a bone son?
I don't know. What is it? That's the thing that Curtis lied about throwing over the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
I
we should ask why or what he wants.
She shrugs. I don't know. I mean, what he wants is souls. He wants to win the war
What
Well,
war?
between him and the demons.
Oh, so
Demons.
here's a
She
plan
nods.
you probably don't think is a good idea. How about we convert all of his cultists?
She looks at you confused, and then the demons want to take over hell so they can take over here, and the devils want to take over wherever demons are from. I can't remember. They want to take over there so that they can take over here. Both of them want the prime material plane, but they need to deal with the other one first. They sort of keep each other in check.
So basically, we don't want either of them to win.
She nods.
So we need some paladins.
But they say
She
The
says,
de-
she says they, as long as they're at war with each other, then this world is safe. But if one of them was able to win the war against the other, then they would come to this world next.
Well,
Hmm.
wouldn't this,
Hmm.
hiccup in his plan maybe make him lose? Or do you think maybe it would make him at least at a disadvantage?
She shrugs.
I don't think a disadvantage would benefit us in the long term.
She says if this was a plan, if he planned on doing something with something or someone in this group, then he has 12 others. Or
12
more.
others?
It's what he does. It's how he works. He schemes and plans and plots.
Hey, Buster, ask the rock.
That's what I'm trying to say. If he was trying to get to you, if he planned on getting to Layla, it was for another goal, for something else.
Hey, Rock! Oh, what should I ask the Rock again? What does Asmodeus want?
1 use per day.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, I thought it was like 3 questions.
You know what? Jordan might actually be right. It might be 3. Asmodeus or the Rock can tell you basically the same things that Ira can. There's a war between demons and devils, and as long as they're fighting each other, they can't take over the world, but they both want to take over the world.
Why?
Asmodeus likes to scheme and plot and trick, and he always has contingencies in place.
Why does he want Layla?
Dealing with Asmodeus is like playing chess against somebody who's like a master at chess, where they like you move a pawn and then they describe the next 16 turns to you and how they're gonna beat you, and they're like, we don't really need to play because this is what's gonna happen. Why does he want Layla? The stone does not have an answer to that.
I don't think there's any lore on why Asmodea wants Layla. That seems very specific.
Yes.
Is there any lore on like as
That's 3
Asmodeus'
questions, so.
previous
Okay, good night, Rock.
Maybe tomorrow.
Good night, Moon. Good night, Rock.
So Chris, did you learn anything from the interactions with the genie?
Oh, did I learn anything from the interactions of the genie? I wanted to be watching him.
You can ask the 2 questions about him, right? Like, you can ask about any individual stat or if his hit points are lower or higher than yours.
Yeah, 2 of the following characteristics of my choice. I want to know. Oh, actually, intelligence is not on here.
What's your intelligence score?
8.
8. His was higher than yours.
Cool.
Significantly higher. I'll say significantly higher.
And I also want to know his strength score.
What's your strength score?
23.
His was lower than yours, but not by much. Just barely.
Ooh.
I could perhaps beat him at arm wrestling.
Maybe. You think you'd have a competitive chance?
Well, those are the only 2 things that matter to me. So I tell Layla, he's probably a lot smarter than me. But if I challenge him to a contest of strength, we might win.
Well,
Chris says this while stroking something invisible in her hand.
well, that's good to know. Unnerving, but good to know. Well, we did
You
make
want
a...
to pet Dusty?
Yes.
You want to pet my child?
No.
Yeah, you have to make sure you pet it the right way. If you pet it the wrong way, it cuts your hands up.
He's sucking on his fingers.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Chris, it's a little bigger. Like, it used to be this little tiny thing, and now it's almost the entire palm of your hand.
Oh, he's glowing.
It's like hedgehog sized.
Like baby hedgehog. Like little tiny.
I wonder what he eats. Well, I guess Ira didn't eat, right?
She didn't. And this thing hasn't seemed to like eat or drink either. It's just like slowly getting bigger on the back of your head.
Just feed on chaos, maybe.
It feeds on the blood of your enemies.
Oh.
Well, I hope so.
Speaking of
I hope
food,
it's not my.
I'll go ahead and feed Ira.
There's not like a giant wound in the back of my head.
Do you just do the create food and water?
Yeah.
So she's like eating it, and she's like, "This is horrible. Is all food like this? I don't remember
No.
food from when I was like before I was. This is
No.
horrible."
Can I try and gather stuff for dinner?
In the desert, it's gonna be difficult. It's not. It's not a biome that Kelric is super familiar with, but you can certainly make a survival check.
Can I assist
That's
and
okay.
try
I
to find
can.
like some desert frogs or something?
Um,
Frogs, yeah. I mean, there's stuff that lives in the desert. It's just
Yeah.
this is the area you're in specifically is just long, flat plains of sand. There's no plants, there's no hills, there's no mountains. It's just nothing out here.
Probably some
that's
berries.
fine.
Berries, some
I can. I'll still look for things.
Yeah, Chris is helping, so you can make a survival check with advantage.
Would you mind rolling it for me? Roll 20 is not opening.
Yes, but only because you were whiny.
Oh,
Sorry.
With advantage, you got a 21, and you do not find anything.
oh.
Well, fuck.
And it's less the lack of Kelric and Chris's like capability, and more of like you would have to travel for days out here to find food, and there's just nothing in the immediate area.
Well,
Shit.
there's always rations.
Don't find like
I don't think you guys have any rations.
We've been relying on Layla, so it's a good thing that she's around.
Eh.
I want to say, yeah, I have rations.
Okay, if you want to mark off a ration to give it to Ira,
Yeah.
like it's gonna be like beef jerky and salt pork or something like dry hard cheese.
It's better than being tasteless, though.
The stuff
Maybe
Layla
some
makes is
crackers.
it's like unsalted porridge. It's like gloop, and you can eat it. You know, in the Matrix when they're eating like the stuff that looks like grits, and the guy's like, "It's got all the protein and vitamins in it you need," and the guy's like, "Yeah, but it tastes like it's that." That's what our Layla can make.
basically.
Yeah, like it's just like, but it like sustains you. It keeps you alive. It's just not super pleasant. Yeah, the food is bland but nourishing.
At the next
So
camp,
she takes the rations from Joyden, like eats the salt pork, and like her lips pucker up, and she's like, "I don't know if this is that much better."
no, mix them
It's not
together.
supposed to be good.
Is all food bad? I don't understand.
No, there's like some really great food around, just not here.
She nods.
There's
And
a good-
here's not Avernus.
Yeah.
Are you
I don't
sure?
I don't know.
She keeps
I've never
looking around. And then she looks at the like scouts who have like gone over next to the tree and are like talking to themselves, and she's like, "Who are those people?"
Oh, there are guides. They're leading us across the desert.
And
Don't worry about it.
she like nods slowly. And why are we in the desert?
Because we're gonna go find what's his name? I've already forgot.
Aranak?
The
Yeah,
dragon. She nods. So we're gonna. That's right. We were on a boat. She looks around. There's no boats here.
Yeah, because we left the boat and now we're in the desert.
Sorry, Ira, it's been a little while
She nods.
since you were here.
Um,
Took us some time.
I almost burned your body. I'm sorry.
I appreciate the apology, Buster.
I don't know if she wanted to know that.
But he just kind of sulks.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, probably
she
not.
nods. So I'm stuck like this, and it sucks here.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know how to teleport?
Nope.
I
You're
feel like
stuck.
that'd be useful.
We probably
Yeah.
could have waited to bring you back, but you know.
She
I'd
nods.
rather you didn't get tortured.
She shakes her head. He hadn't tortured me.
Yeah.
Asmodeus, he mostly gloated.
Yeah.
So a different
Maybe
form
that
of
is
torture.
He
She-
said
she
he
nods.
wasn't going to torture you until a certain time period to give me time to decide to become his
She
cleric.
she nods. Well, he does typically tell the truth. He's kind of bound by it. If we're gonna figure out, and she's like, does anybody have a notebook or paper, quills and
Yeah.
ink?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I have lipstick.
Everyone should write down as much as what they can remember Asmodeus saying to them.
Hmm.
And anything you can remember he ever said, because he typically does not lie. If you write down everything he said, maybe I can figure out what he's after.
Hmm.
So this is one of those moments where I, the dungeon master, know exactly what he's after, but Ira, the character, does not. So if you guys want to later at some point PM me in Discord, whatever you can remember talking to him about, whatever he said.
I have all the YouTube videos up.
No, don't cheat.
You can cheat.
Don't cheat. Whatever the players can remember is what the characters remember. Just send me whatever he said. I'll see if Ira can piece it together.
What about my notes that I already have written down?
If you took notes
Yeah.
personally, yes.
Okay, great.
That's fine.
Oh God, I only remember ever talking to him once, but that was like over a year ago.
So it's that long ago. I think
Feels
it
like a
feels
long
like a
time.
year ago, but
That's
I
okay.
don't think it
It
was
does feel like. Well, no, because it was
like
back when we were.
It's like 5-6 months ago.
That's a long time for me. I don't.
It's a long time for anyone. This is why I take notes. So
Yeah, no, the only conversation I remember was back whenever we all had a dream about him. Like,
that might be
Yeah.
the only interaction you ever had with him directly. So Iris Get Eater Slop, the two other NPCs, the scouts, are gonna like sort of cordon themselves off from the group. I assume you guys set a watch for the night.
yeah.
Out on the flats, you don't actually like. Even though you set the watch, nothing really happens. So you guys take your long rest for the evening. Early in the morning, the two scouts, Abala and Rahid, start shaking people awake because they want to get moving before the sun comes up. Before it gets hot, basically. You guys get woken up early in the morning. Layla will create food and water. You guys eat and drink, and then begin continuing your trip north toward the Lion's Eye Oasis. You will have several days of travel. Is there anything you guys want to do during that few days?
I want to fill Ira in on all the
How
stuff
many?
that's happened.
I'd like to go this way.
Can we
1,
piece together
2,
some weapons and armor for Ira?
3. I don't know. You're gonna have about 3.5 days of travel.
Maybe I can give her bone son.
I have my old. I don't think I sold my old armor. I don't know if she
You
can
might
wear
have it in the bag of holding.
medium armor, but I
She
have some
shrugs.
chainmail
Um,
and a crossbow.
maybe you could teach me.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that for.
And then
however long.
Layla, she looks at you, and looks at you,
Yes.
and then looks at you, and then like looks at you confused.
Ira? Are you
Why are
okay?
you responding out loud?
I didn't hear you talk to me.
And then like her eyes go wide, and she's like, "Wait, you can't.
No.
You didn't. Oh shit. Okay. So if that doesn't work, and then who's standing like closest to Ira? Fuck it, it's Curtis because nobody answered.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
She reaches over, grabs Curtis's head, pulls you in, and kisses you, like hard on the lips, and then pulls you away, and then looks at you, and it was a
Ah.
kiss, like that was it. And she's like,
Whoa.
"He's not dead."
Well, should I be?
Ira?
I can't do anything anymore. I can't do any of the things.
Oh
Ira?
boy.
But, I'm sorry?
And she looks at Chris and she's like, "Yeah, no, our armor might be good."
Uh-huh. Sorry. It's just here. I'll just prep my spells and then if you want, we can still talk in our heads together. If that's a thing that you really want, I can prepare that and
I'm gonna miss it, but that's not the point. The point is, I can die.
We won't let
yes.
that happen.
I don't know how to fight people without my claws. I don't know like how swords and shit work. I don't know any magic.
You can learn. That's the cool thing about being mortal.
I have to learn things.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's fun.
I kissed Curtis for no reason.
No,
You know,
it was
it's
to
awkward,
test his
isn't it?
theory.
She looks over you. No offense, Curtis. You're a very handsome man.
Thank you, but that was a chance you took on your own.
She nods. And then she looks at Layla and she goes, "Chances? I could get an STD.
You just gotta be safe.
What if Curtis gave me mono?
I can heal that.
Curtis, have you ever had mono?
No, do I have to roll for that?
Even if you did, Layla could literally snap it away. And she's like, okay. And like Chris starts taking weapons out. And she's like, how do I put this on, Chris?
You could try praying to Soon. Maybe she can give you something.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna pray to
'Cause
Soon.
You won't light on fire
I'm gonna
now.
put this armor on, and she starts like trying to put the armor on awkwardly. She doesn't know how the fuck it works, and I'm gonna pray to
I'll
Soon.
help her.
Okay, so you guys get her armor and kitted out, and she's like mumbling prayers under her breath as you guys walk. Confused and scared even more than she was when she thought she was in Avernus. Now that she realizes she does not have any of her previous scary abilities.
I will give her.
I mean, Chris has like just all kinds of shit in the bag of holding.
I was gonna give her a healing potion.
I kind of habitually just grab.
You're like,
any
ooh, that's a
weapon.
weapon I don't have.
Yeah.
So yeah, the journey
I also have
continues
a lot of
on.
poison.
Ira having her occasional freak out and praying regularly. The scouts do their job of scouting ahead at you, and at some point on the second day, about halfway through, when you guys are thinking about trying to find a place to settle down to get out of the heat for the day, Kelric getting ready to like plant his staff to turn it into a tree. They come.
Not today,
Yes.
because I was listening.
Okay. They come jogging back up to the group of you. And Abala says, we need to find a place to hole up. There's a sandstorm coming. It will be here later today, probably a few hours, so we have time to scout.
I would like to. I can find a place. I would like to commune with nature.
Sure. Yeah. You're gonna talk to the sand.
Yeah, the scorpions. I'm just gonna get scorpions all up in my.
And they just
Aw.
crawl all over you. This is, I think, the first time that Kelric has done this.
It is.
So what does Kelric's commune with nature look like?
I think he okay, this gives sense. All right, so since we're in the desert, I think what he does is he sits down cross-legged and like lays the staff across his lap, and over the course of how long does commune with nature take? Oh wait, I put it down right. Sorry.
1 minute. Oh, I
So-
did it because I didn't realize you were in roll 20. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I just got back in. So he lays the staff across his lap, and I feel like underneath in the shadow of the staff, like little succulents pop up.
Yes, these little plants begin to curl out of the sand.
And then various small insectoids, what have you, like kind of flock in his general area.
Okay. So you get to ask 3 questions of your choice. You can ask about the following: the terrain and any bodies of water or prevalent plants, minerals, animals, peoples or powerful celestials, fae, fiends, or elementals, undead influence from other planes, or the existence of buildings.
I would like buildings.
Okay. I'll take buildings for 300. Um, about a quarter of a mile off the road. So, like Kelrick, your mind just sort of sweeps out across the plains, and you can feel the tendrils, the tingling, the little bits of life that exist in the desert. Because even here, deep underground, like hidden away, waiting for the occasional rain, there are seeds and things that hibernate, beetles and frogs, and even little fish that can burrow under the ground and lay eggs and wait for long periods of time. And you can feel the thoughts and feelings and sort of survival aspects of these creatures buried under the sands around you. And it gives you almost like a radar, like a ping, like you can sense the greater world around you within 3 miles as you form this bond, this connection with the life that, limited though as it is, it still exists even here. And yeah, about a quarter of a mile to your west, there is a building that was once part of an oasis or like a stopping point on the road, but sandstorms buried the road and it got pushed to the east. So there's a place that used to be somewhere safe for travelers to stop that is still there. The building is still there, though the road is long gone and no longer traveled.
Okay. Then can I get what was the knowledge of prevalent plants?
The only plants that exist here are ones that bury themselves deep under the earth, and then the once a year or less that it rains, they bloom for a day in order to plant fuck, in order to in order to pollinate, and then by the next day they're gone. So you can see visions in your head of like the one day a year that this place is covered in flowers and green verdant things, and then you can see the wilting and dying. It's the cycle of summer, spring, fall, winter, but all in a matter of hours.
Okay, and people's. Wait, why does it say people's powerful?
The way I think it's the way it was copied into Roll20 is not quite right. There should probably be a comma.
Oh, okay.
So you can find out about peoples, like if there's a population nearby, I would say.
Oh, okay. Can I sense powerful creatures? Does that make sense?
Yes, within 3 miles of you, also somewhere deep within the earth where there is moisture, something long and cylindrical moves.
Okay, but not in the direction we're going, right?
No, it's almost hibernating. It's at rest right now. But there is something within 3 miles of you that is scary.
It's probably a sand king, and I'm not really interested. I mostly want to make sure that we're safe in the direction that we're heading.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so yeah, Kelrick will say we need to go that way for a bit.
Okay.
So Kelrick plants the staff, sits down for a moment, closes his eyes. You see little plants, little desert like succulents and like desert flowers, spiny and angry looking, bloom around him in about a 3-foot circle, grow out, spawn, and then wilt within a minute, and then his eyes snap back open. You can see the green glow of the staff's magic fading from them, and he just says, "We need to go that way."
Now I really want to see what an like a pollen what's the word for soft, squishy, sensitive, a pollen sensitive druid would look like.
I imagine there'd be a lot of sneezing.
Runny nose and such. Watery eyes.
So the question is, do you guys want to head out in the direction Kelric points out?
Hell yeah.
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 That is a good time to take a 5-minute break because my headset's going dead.
Uh-oh.
Great.
5-minute break.
I'll
I
go
have to pee.
go get some glasses. I'll be right back.
Be right back.